Ahead on Up with KREM, we are celebrating America's 250th birthday, and the Inland Northwest is pulling out all the stops to make it an extra special holiday. We'll tell you about the events, the fireworks, and the fun.
Plus, of course, all eyes on the weather forecast for the day today. I've got everything you need to know for your 4th of July plans.
Plus, if you need to make a last-minute grocery store run before the big cookout, we will let you know what's open and what's closed. Good morning, everyone. Happy 4th of July, by the way. Glad to see you here on Up with KREM. I'm Tim Pham. Well, hey, if you're headed out for the 4th of July today at one of the events or going to see fireworks tonight, Jenny Power has you covered with your weather forecast. Jenny, in previous years, it kind of gets a little cool at night. Will that be the case this year, or will it be pretty comfortable?
Well, as we move forward, Tim, it's actually going to be fairly comfortable. It is going to be a little bit breezy at times, so a light sweater is always nice to have on hand. But as we take a look here overall at your 4th of July weekend planner, I mean, we are seeing plenty of sunshine, temperatures in the mid-80s both today and tomorrow. It is going to be a little bit breezy, though, especially in central Washington, so be extra fire aware. But we've got lots of 4th of July events across the region. Coeur d'Alene is hosting a parade at 10 a.m. It will be in the low 70s by that hour, mostly sunny skies. Through this afternoon, as we take a look across the Inland Northwest, we're looking at some mid to upper 80s for much of central Washington. Low 90s for Omak this afternoon. Moses Lake also in on that, as well as the Yakima Valley and Walla Walla. The LC Valley will also reach the low 90s, but the warmest spot on the map will be the Tri-Cities. Moving forward, though, and taking a look at your Spokane fireworks planner for the big show they host in downtown tonight, it is going to be mostly clear by the time the sun sets, with temperatures in the low to mid 70s. The full breakdown, though, of some advisories and what you need to be prepared for when it comes to fire weather in just a few minutes.
The 4th of July is a federal holiday, so city and county offices and agencies are closed. In Spokane, that means veteran services, scraps, and the regional solid waste stations are closed. USPS is also closed, so no mail today. Garbage pickup, though, will be normal, except for commercial customers. Those pickups will be tomorrow, Sunday. If you need something last minute for your 4th of July celebrations, good news, most grocery stores and retailers are still open, including Target, Walmart, and Trader Joe's. But do keep in mind that Trader Joe's closes early at 5 p.m. Costco is one of the few stores that is closed for the holiday. All Costco stores nationwide are closed today. That means no gas at Costco stations either. A lot of events are across the Inland Northwest for America 250, so let's go over some. At Riverfront Park in Spokane, festivities kicking off early today. Independence Day themed tours start at 10 a.m. The Clock Tower chime rededication is happening at 11:30. The Summer Carnival opens at noon. The Beer Garden opens at 5:30 p.m. and a masterclass big band concert is also at 5:30. Spokane Symphony performing at 8:45 tonight, and then the fireworks start at 10. In Coeur d'Alene, the American Heroes Parade starts at 10 a.m. downtown. There will be music, food, vendors, and family-friendly activities in City Park afterward. The fireworks show starts at dusk. In Chewelah, the 4th of July parade starts at 10 a.m. on Main Street. You can enjoy a picnic in the park at noon. They will be reading the Declaration of Independence, and there's a cornhole tournament. In Sandpoint, there's a kids parade that starts at 9:30 a.m. The grand parade, though, is right after at 10. The Lions are hosting a carnival at City Beach with a beer garden and food vendors. The fireworks show starts at dusk. In Lake Spokane, there's an all-day community event in Suncrest with a parade, a Freedom 5K run, a classic car show, vendor fair, live music, kids fun zone, and of course, fireworks over Lake Spokane. Obviously, tons of fun going on today. We'll have more in our next half hour, plus a closer look at some of the biggest fireworks shows in the Inland Northwest in just a few minutes. For now, let's check in with Nicole Legoo. She's got your weekend What's Up.
Besides the 4th of July, there are a bunch of other fun events happening across the Inland Northwest this weekend. One of them is the Big Red Wagon Laugh Off. It's basically a competition with a bunch of local comedians, and it's all driven by audience votes. The Riverfront Summer Carnival is also this weekend. It's 5 full days of the traditional carnival experience. The rides, the food, all of the fun. It's at Riverfront Park all weekend. A circus is in town at the Kootenai County Fairgrounds. This one's fun. It's not a regular circus, it's circus with exotic horses, and there's also some aerial and aerobatics acts as well. And who doesn't love the Disney movie Frozen, right? The Broadway musical is going to be at the Schuler Performing Arts Center. There's a couple showings throughout the weekend. And then Sandpoint Beer Fest 2026 is happening on Sunday. It's at Sandpoint City Beach. There's going to be 20 plus local brewers, activities, live music, a bunch of fun stuff.
As part of America 250, we are sharing an hour-long special titled Red, White, and You. It's an inspiring look at people shaping America's story. The Red, White, and You special is streaming now on the KREM 2 app. You can watch the special on demand. We've got a lot more ahead. In 2 minutes, a preview of 4 of the biggest fireworks shows in the Inland Northwest. The organizers have tips for you. Plus, while fireworks are fun for people, they're not so great for pets. The handy local tool to know about if your dog runs away. If you're still looking for something to do for the 4th of July, we have you covered. Here's a look at 4 of the biggest fireworks displays around the Inland Northwest. There's a really unique show happening in Airway Heights. It's the Northern Quest 4th of July Extravaganza. I have my friend Tina with me here this morning. Thanks for being here.
Yes.
Hey, Tina, tell us about this show because it's really unique, unlike anything in the Inland Northwest, because it's not just fireworks, it's also something else too, right? Tell us about it.
Exactly. We include the drone show, which continues to have our show be the premier show in this region. So this year, even though our nation is celebrating 250 years, we're celebrating 25 years of being out there at Northern Quest Resort and Casino property. So I've included in the images for the drones are at different entities that we've been able to grow into and establish over the years.
Wow, that's incredible. And this is not just a drone and fireworks show. There's also different vendors and there's different events happening. What can people expect if they go to Northern Quest for the 4th of July? And when should they get there, by the way?
They should get there early. We open the doors at 4 p.m. that afternoon, and seating starts filling up fairly quickly. So I would recommend getting there early. We have a fun day of activities for all ages. I recommend bringing swimwear, towels.
Wow.
We do have water features for the kiddos. We have various food vendors that will be on property that day.
For folks who maybe are new to the area, what is Fourth Fest?
Fourth Fest is a big party we have here downtown Coeur d'Alene at the Coeur d'Alene Resort happening on 4th of July. And this year just happens to be the 250th anniversary. So we are going big. It is a big party where you can have a buffet in our convention center, delicious food, head out on the front lawn where we have a live band. And then at 9:45, we are going to have one of the biggest fireworks shows we've ever had.
Wow.
I'm hearing that one of the fireworks is going to be maybe a record breaker for how high it goes up.
Wow.
So that's pretty exciting.
A little teaser there. You guys do
Yeah.
such a great job over the water. And tell us more about, the schedule of events, because it's not just a fireworks show. You kind of hinted at it there.
Sure.
It starts in the morning, right? Tell us about the parade that's happening.
Yeah, there's a parade put on the by the Chamber of Commerce that goes on at 10 a.m. Even starting on Friday, they have a kiddie parade that goes on. So it's all weekend. It's a whole day celebration. There's tons of things for you to do. We have the tickets for the Fourth Fest, but we also have dining reservations. You could go to Cedars. You could go to Beverly's. There's a lot of things going on that day and lots of ways to celebrate.
If you're looking for something to do this 4th of July, maybe head on over to Liberty Lake, where they are having their Founders and Fireworks event. This morning I have David Gaynor with me with the City of Liberty Lake. Thanks for being here.
Great to be here.
Hey, so tell us about this event because it's kind of celebrating two things, right? It's not just the 4th of July.
Yes, on 4th of July at Founders and Fireworks, we are celebrating, of course, America's 250th birthday, as well as the 25th year of the incorporation of the City of Liberty Lake. Two major milestone anniversaries separated by a 0.
Yeah, I love that. I was just thinking about that. Wow, 25 and 250. Cool to see that Liberty Lake has been around for 25 years and it has just completely grown, and I love to see it. Tell us more about what's happening at this event because there's a full lineup of things happening.
Yes, the 4th of July celebration at Pavilion Park in Liberty Lake has been going on for several years. Normally, this is something that starts at 5 or 6 in the evening. There'll be a snack shop open. There'll be one band performing. There'll be fireworks at 10. This year, we've combined it with an event we have usually the first weekend of August called Barefoot in the Park. So we've incorporated some of those events into the 4th of July event to make Liberty Lake's 25th birthday and the country's 250th a really big, huge, fun, amazing bash. We have several activities happening throughout the afternoon and the evening, and one of those is a charity dunk tank where we'll have local celebrities sit on the tank for 30 minutes, and Sydney Schofield and Caitlin Galloway are among our two very major local celebrities for this. This will be your great opportunity to not only meet KREM 2 personalities in person, but get them to go into water.
Yeah.
The Spokane Symphony is back this year, which we're really excited about, and their performance kicks off at 8:45.
Will it be with the fireworks?
At 10 o'clock they will play right up until the fireworks at 10 p.m. and then they'll synchronize the fireworks display with 1812 Overture Tchaikovsky's.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's going to be so cool.
Yeah.
So tell folks, if they've been before, there you can really find a great spot anywhere at Riverfront Park. But
Really
what's your pro tip? Where should people set up shop? Blankets, chairs, and all the works.
Yeah. The Lilac Bowl is the best place to set up shop. We'll have also a beer garden that will open at 5:32 with masterclass band, the performance kickoff. But like you said, we have benches. We have other areas in the park, the North Bank. If you have little kids, we have a couple playgrounds that you can hang out in, and you'll be able to see the fireworks from anywhere in Riverfront Park, really.
And coming up, I'm tracking everything you need to know for this 4th of July weekend. Well, folks, happy Saturday and happy 4th of July. It is a big holiday weekend, and of course, we've got to take a look at the weather conditions that you can expect for this Saturday. It's going to be warm out there, even warmer than where we were at yesterday, with daytime highs reaching into the mid-80s. It will be mostly sunny and dry, and also on top of that, a little bit breezy for eastern Washington and North Idaho. We're preparing to see gusts near 25 miles per hour. However, some stronger winds are anticipated in central Washington, where we do have some advisories in place for the risk of elevated fire weather conditions. So make sure that you are being extra fire aware here and safe, folks. With this, it is recommended to leave the big fireworks up to the professionals. And if you plan on doing any camping, outdoor recreation, of course, it's a big holiday for folks to be outside. Make sure that you are keeping a close eye and checking your local burn restrictions. As we move forward here, winds through this afternoon for eastern Washington and North Idaho are going to be more in the range of about 20 to 25 mile per hour gusts. But we can see through this afternoon that the gusts are going to be stronger through the Cascade Gaps, central Washington, as well as the Kittitas Valley, where gusts this evening could be up near 40 miles per hour. Moving, though, into the rest of the night here and into tomorrow morning, our winds do die down significantly. So that's the good news there. Of course, this time of year, we are always fire aware, but we need to be extra fire aware because of the 4th of July holiday. Moving forward, we are set to see widespread dry conditions, plenty of sunshine. So it's nice if you plan to be outside with family or friends. Maybe you're headed out to the lake, one of our local rivers, or to one of the fireworks shows that are going to be later on. By the time the sun sets, it is going to be mostly clear across the inland northwest. So we've got good conditions to go out to one of our local fireworks shows. Into tomorrow, it will also be mostly sunny. Daytime highs this afternoon, 84 degrees is where we're at for Spokane. We're looking at 83 for Coeur d'Alene, low 90s in Moses Lake with some mid 90s for Richland there and the Tri-Cities. Of course, I've also put together for you that fireworks planner for this evening. Downtown Spokane, Riverfront Park putting on a professional fireworks show. By the time the sun sets around 9 p.m., it will be mostly clear with temperatures dropping into the low to mid 70s, while our overnight lows are going to be falling mostly in the mid 50s for Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. We are falling cooler though tonight for Deer Park, their mid 40s. As we take a look at what's to come for the rest of this weekend and into early next week, we are going to hang on to plenty of dry conditions outside, and temperatures, they even climb early next week on Monday and Tuesday. So be prepared for that, folks. Long term though, through our extended forecast the next 7 days, it is going to be mostly dry. Again, another reason to be extra fire aware on this 4th of July holiday. As always, you can stream our live local radar and get updates on the forecast whenever you like, just by downloading the free KREM 2 app on your TV or your phone.
The fireworks this weekend are fun for people, but often stressful for our pets. If your pet runs away or you find a lost pet around town, keep in mind this resource. Some area parks have these microchip scanning stations. People can scan a dog and help track down the family who is probably searching for them. In a few clicks, you might help save the day. Our Laura Papetti shares more about these stations and how they work.
Oh, it's the worst panic in the world.
That's how Mary Hedman describes the feeling she gets when any of her dogs get loose and go on the run. Because her dogs aren't just like family, they are her family.
Teddy is a delightful dog.
Same story for Dana Headpole. Teddy doesn't like to leave her side for even a minute.
He's my boy, yep.
And this little guy, Breezy, has no idea that he's not a human. Making sure that dogs can reunite with their families after getting lost is what inspired these boxes at 4 area parks within Spokane County. They are community microchip stands put up by the nonprofit Short-Term After Hours Rescue, known as STAR.
It actually takes the burden off of the pet emergency and the animal emergency clinic at night.
Executive Director Tandy Brayson Foster says the project was the brainchild of a STAR team member. They read about a pilot program going on back east and came up with a plan to put the stations here locally.
Super simple. You just turn that on like this.
We asked Brayson Foster to show us how it works on my dog Ginger.
Wave the scanner across the pet. Take a picture with your phone because it doesn't stay on there forever.
Once you have the number, you can call Star Dispatch and they can help track down the families. They have no way to measure yet how many people are using the machines, but they know lost pets after hours is definitely a problem.
We're getting a few calls a night, probably 2 or 3 calls a night to our dispatch about found pets.
The stands are low cost with a big reward when they work, about $250 to install. The group hopes to grow the number. But they said the most valuable piece of the puzzle is letting people know they are here and easy to use if they do find a dog.
He's coming.
Because when you find a dog, there's a good chance that there's someone, somewhere, desperately looking.
Keep in mind that Scraps is closed today for the holiday, so these stations could be extra helpful for locating lost pets. And in our next half hour, we have some tips on how to keep your pet safe during fireworks so they don't run away at all. In 2 minutes, a trip back in time. What medicine was like 250 years ago during the Revolutionary War. The Revolutionary War was revolutionary in more than one way. It actually helped Americans make advancements in medicine. So as we celebrate the 250th birthday of the U.S., here's a taste of healthcare in the 1700s.
With a new country came new resources. Colonial botanists and physicians around Philadelphia were eager to share their knowledge of America's medicinal plants, captured in Revolutionary Botany, a new exhibit at the Mutter Museum.
They're learning from Native Americans who have been cultivating these plants for hundreds or thousands of years in some cases.
In 1787, a group of physicians formed the College of Physicians of Philadelphia and later developed the Pharmacopoeia, an encyclopedia of healing plants that became the first collection of recommended medicines published in 1820.
Many of the college founders were revolutionaries. They are really setting the stage for how physicians are operating in this new country and what materials they are using.
You can really think about Philadelphia and the College of Physicians as being kind of the origin point of institutionalized medicine in the United States.
A plant called skunk cabbage was used to treat asthma, and this plant, bone set, like the name says, treated broken bones.
So the tulip was actually used for deworming.
Deworming, okay.
Yes.
And even now, garlic is still used for heart and immune support.
Sage, which is one a lot of folks will recognize, this was used to treat things like colds.
Currently, about 25% of modern drugs come from plants, the foundation coming from Revolutionary Botany. Stephanie Stahl, CBS News, Philadelphia.
We are just getting started here on Up with KREM. In just a few minutes, we've got even more 4th of July fun to tell you about. All the details for Liberty Lake, Deer Park, and more. Ahead on Up with KREM, the patriotic party continues. We've got all the details for community celebrations across the inland Northwest. Plus, before you light off fireworks, make sure you know if it's legal. With heightened wildfire risk this year, cities are upping enforcement. And the top 4th of July destination is right here in Washington State. Can you guess where? That's in just a few minutes. Good morning, everyone. Happy 4th of July. Hope it's going to be a good day for you. Hopefully you get to spend it with some family and friends. I'm Tim Pham. All right, let's get over to my friend Jenny Power in the Weather Center helping you prepare for your 4th of July. Jenny, what can we expect today for the cookouts and the fireworks? So much going on.
Oh, yes. It is a huge holiday weekend for us, Tim. And if you do plan to be outside, it is going to be very summer-like here. So I'm tracking some widespread sunshine. Temperatures this afternoon that will be in the mid-80s, so not too hot. But the one thing to know is we are dealing with some elevated winds at times, especially in central Washington. So the emphasis is on being extra fire aware. But with all of the outdoor activities planned here, things are looking nice and summery. Coeur d'Alene, in fact, hosting their parade. It starts at 10 a.m. and at that hour, we will see temperatures in the low 70s over there with mostly sunny skies. As we head into this afternoon, I'm tracking warm temperatures really across the board. We are in the upper 80s for Chelan, low 90s for Moses Lake this afternoon. We're also seeing that for Omak and the LC Valley. Warmest spot on the map will be the Tri-Cities, as highs there will reach into the mid-90s, and we've got low 80s through the North Idaho Panhandle. Of course, all eyes on the big fireworks shows that are happening across our region, but if you're planning to head to downtown Spokane and Riverfront Park, by the time the sun sets here around 9 p.m., it is going to be mostly clear. Temperatures will go from the mid-70s gradually into the low 70s. So I'm timing the rest of this forecast out for you, as well as the risk of elevated fire danger, in just a few minutes.
If you are traveling this holiday weekend, there will likely be a lot of traffic. AAA says more than 60 million people will be on the roads this weekend. But the good news, there shouldn't be too much congestion today. Most of it will be people traveling back home tomorrow. And if you are hitting the road, gas prices are still going down. Nationwide, they've dropped about 60 cents since last month. Still, though, around 12 million people will be flying for the holiday. And here's a look at predicted travel flows for tomorrow. WashDOT is predicting that tomorrow will be the busiest travel day, with traffic from 10 in the morning to 10 at night. The worst traffic will be westbound I-90. And AAA released the top destinations for the 4th of July. That top spot right here in Washington State. You might be able to guess where. It's Seattle. AAA says a big part of that is because Alaska cruises are in peak season. Those typically run from May through September and brings thousands into the area. Other top destinations are Orlando, Anchorage, Miami, and New York City. Well, if you are sticking around for the holiday, there are a lot of events happening around the Inland Northwest for America 250. Here's just a few of them. In Kellogg, there's a 5K run at 8 a.m., a horseshoe tournament at noon, kids bike parade at 1:15 p.m., 4th of July parade at 2 p.m., and movie showings at the City Park's baseball field at dusk. So they're going to be showing the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Fireworks are at Silver Mountain at 10. In Liberty Lake, they are also celebrating the city's 25th anniversary since becoming a city on top of America 250. There's a Founders and Fireworks community event at Pavilion Park. That starts at 2 p.m. And be sure to check out the charity dunk fundraiser. Our very own Sydney Schofield and Caitlin Galloway will be participating. You can donate to the Girl Scouts for a chance to dunk them in the tank. Fireworks are at the ball field at 10. In Priest River, activities start downtown at 11 a.m. and go until 5 p.m. There will be vendors and game booths. Fireworks are at the Bonner Park West at 10. In Deer Park, Neighbors in Harmony are performing at 8:30 p.m. The fireworks start at 10. Those will be at the Deer Park High School football field. In Dalton Gardens, the day starts with a color guard, the Pledge of Allegiance, and reflections on the meaning of freedom at 11 a.m. There is a free picnic afterward. This is at Newcomb Memorial Park. To celebrate American 250, people are planning to go all out with fireworks this year.
As many fireworks as we can get.
Yeah, the boom, just all the booms. That's what we're looking for.
With the high fire danger, though, officials just want to make sure everyone is celebrating safely. So remember to have a hose nearby ready to put out any fire. And of course, don't lean over any fireworks when lighting them. And always douse your used fireworks in water before disposing them in the trash. Keep in mind, fireworks have been illegal in Spokane County since 1993. Spokane County says cities and towns have the authority to determine what restrictions they can impose on fireworks. In unincorporated Spokane County could result in a fine of more than $500 for each violation. In North Idaho, Coeur d'Alene also does not allow fireworks that shoot in the air, but does allow things like sparklers and other fireworks that don't leave the ground. To keep everyone safe, Spokane Regional Emergency Communications has some online fireworks reporting system. It opens today and tomorrow. You can report illegal fireworks, excessive noise, and nuisance activity. And if you see fireworks start a fire, hurt anyone, or aimed at people, homes, or cars, call 911. And across the state line, the city of Coeur d'Alene is ramping up enforcement against illegal aerial fireworks. Keep in mind, mortars, bottle rockets, and Saturn missiles remain illegal under a new city ordinance. Police can now cite property owners simply for possessing illegal aerial fireworks within city limits, even if they are not being set off.
So you see them a lot around here. So people think that it's all legal, and it's not. It never has been. So that's like the big thing that people come and stop and ask for, and then we have to educate them that no, this is the stuff that's legal in Idaho.
Non-aerial safe and sane fireworks sold at stands like TNT are legal. Think sparklers, fountains, and spinners. Basically fireworks that stay close to the ground. If you are using fireworks, keep in mind we are facing severe drought conditions, which means increased fire danger. Coming up, we are remembering the soldiers who fought in the Revolutionary War, why their descendants say learning their stories is so important. Today, we celebrate 250 years since the signing of the Declaration of Independence, but the fight for freedom was far from over. It would take 5 more years of fighting before our patriots defeated what was then the greatest army in the world, and another 2 years until the United States and Britain would sign the Treaty of Paris, formally recognizing American independence. Today, we celebrate those heroes and their stories. Through research and DNA, more soldiers' stories are being discovered, especially patriots of color. As Jen Sullivan reports, there are multiple organizations and institutions now hoping to tell more of their untold stories.
These brave soldiers fighting for our freedom. Tales of courage woven in family stories and documented in texts. But not every soldier's story has been shared.
On my days off, I would go to the Rhode Island State Archives, go through the books there.
Diamond Bush began researching her family's history after her grandmother started sharing stories of their past. It took a few years for her to uncover all the paperwork to thread 9 generations and link her to Michael Anthony, who served in Rhode Island's 1st Regiment, famous for being primarily made up of African American soldiers.
To actually get that proof and that validation that, yeah, my family is here, my family belongs here, we're part of the development of this great country was really amazing to learn.
It's estimated over 230,000 soldiers fought for George Washington's Continental Army, and thousands more supported the cause in various ways. The nonprofit organization Daughters of the American Revolution says they've established the identities of over 150,000 patriots, but only 6,000 are patriots of color. It's because proving service can be challenging, especially for soldiers who were enslaved, like Ishmael Titus, a black patriot born into slavery in Virginia. He was later sold to a man in North Carolina. Like many people who enslaved other people, Titus's owner enlisted him to serve as a soldier in his place.
Knowing and learning what actually took place and the stories that were documented and told of him, can't put it into words.
Solomon Titus Taylor says he spent years talking to his grandfather and connecting his family line, leading him to Ishmael Titus. Despite his role in our nation's fight for freedom, Titus's fight for freedom would continue.
He had to run away in order to be free.
In 1832, Titus applied for a war pension while living in Massachusetts. But like many enslaved soldiers, his request was denied, according to the Charlotte Museum. Taylor says Titus was likely illiterate, so when he signed his war papers instead of his name, there was just an X, making it harder to prove he served. It wasn't until 2013 that the state of North Carolina officially acknowledged Titus as a soldier in the Revolutionary War. Today, many states and genealogical societies have special researchers dedicated solely to finding more black patriots.
We are still uncovering our history. We could still be learning about our nation after 250 years speaks volumes.
Taryn Kennedy has been a genealogist for more than 20 years. She's also a direct descendant of 2 black patriots. She helps other women research their family trees.
It's a privilege for us to be able to find this information, learn about our people, and figure out how we got to be where we are today.
But it can be a challenge. African Americans weren't recorded in U.S. Census reports by name prior to the 1850s. Enslaved patriots were often buried in unmarked graves. Kennedy says you have to rely on church records, archives, wills, or deeds listing enslaved people as property. And most importantly, ask your older generations about what they know, because without that, stories like Ishmael Titus may have never been discovered.
We need to make sure that the generations behind us understand that this has been our journey, and those that came before us should be recognized for what they've done.
Jen Sullivan, New York.
So we are sure you already know pets and fireworks, they don't mix. Coming up, the steps you can take right now to ensure a relaxing evening for your furry friends. We are just hours away from lots of fireworks shows. If the noise bothers your pet, we do have some tips.
Spectacular to watch and a thrill to hear. 4th of July wouldn't be complete without a celebration in the sky. But but not everyone is a fan.
Summertime can be really hard for dogs, both because of fireworks and thunderstorms. Those big booms can be really scary for a lot of dogs.
Valerie Ross Smith of Sits and Wiggles Dog Training says this is the time to start preparing. And if your dog is truly noise phobic, like Gracie here, a call to your vet ahead of time is the first step.
If your dog truly has a noise phobia, is terrified of fireworks, is terrified of storms, it is better to be sedated. It's less traumatic for them than to go through that. And we want to test those medications out before day of, because there could be potential side effects.
Next, start working on your bunker plan. It's that safe, cozy spot in your home where your dog will feel most at ease. Maybe it's a finished basement or interior room that offers more of a barrier between your pet and the sound. Have their favorite blankets or bed, some calming music or white noise that might mask the sound of the booms.
And then we have all of her, what we call her comfort items. So she loves enrichment activities, especially if there's peanut butter and cheese involved. She also enjoys these types of puzzle toys for foraging. Again, keeping that brain going, utilizing her nose to forage for food is going to help her stay calm and use that brain so she's not necessarily thinking about those fireworks or those the claps of thunder going off.
When the day comes, carve out time for exercise. Make sure your pup has gotten a good walk in or hike before the festivities begin.
So they're more likely to go, oh, I have my calming aids, I've had my calming enrichment, I have my calm music on. I think maybe I'll sleep through the fireworks instead of being really anxious about it.
I'm Monica Robbins reporting.
In case your pet goes missing this 4th, there are some steps you can take right now to help reunite you and your furry friend. Make sure the information on their ID tags and microchips are updated, or consider a GPS collar linked to your phone.
Well, folks, happy Saturday and happy 4th of July. It is a big holiday weekend, and of course, we've got to take a look at the weather conditions that you can expect for this Saturday. It's going to be warm out there, even warmer than where we were at yesterday, with daytime highs reaching into the mid-80s. It will be mostly sunny and dry, and also on top of that, a little bit breezy for eastern Washington and North Idaho. We're preparing to see gusts near 25 miles per hour. However, some stronger winds are anticipated in central Washington, where we do have some advisories in place for the risk of elevated fire weather conditions. So make sure that you are being extra fire aware here and safe, folks. With this, it is recommended to leave the big fireworks up to the professionals. And if you plan on doing any camping, outdoor recreation, of course, it's a big holiday for folks to be outside. Make sure that you are keeping a close eye and checking your local burn restrictions. As we move forward here, winds through this afternoon for eastern Washington and North Idaho are going to be more in the range of about 20 to 25 mile per hour gusts. But we can see through this afternoon that the gusts are going to be stronger through the Cascade Gaps, central Washington, as well as the Kittitas Valley, where gusts this evening could be up near 40 miles per hour. Moving, though, into the rest of the night here and into tomorrow morning, our winds do die down significantly. So that's the good news there. Of course, this time of year, we are always fire aware, but we need to be extra fire aware because of the 4th of July holiday. Moving forward, we are set to see widespread dry conditions, plenty of sunshine. So it's nice if you plan to be outside with family or friends. Maybe you're headed out to the lake, one of our local rivers, or to one of the fireworks shows that are going to be later on. By the time the sun sets, it is going to be mostly clear across the inland Northwest. So we've got good conditions to go out to one of our local fireworks shows. Into tomorrow, it will also be mostly sunny. Daytime highs this afternoon, 84 degrees is where we're at for Spokane. We're looking at 83 for Coeur d'Alene, low 90s in Moses Lake with some mid 90s for Richland there and the Tri-Cities. Of course, I've also put together for you that fireworks planner for this evening. Downtown Spokane, Riverfront Park putting on a professional fireworks show. By the time the sun sets around 9 p.m., it will be mostly clear with temperatures dropping into the low to mid 70s, while our overnight lows are going to be falling mostly in the mid-50s for Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. We are falling cooler, though, tonight for Deer Park, their mid-40s. As we take a look at what's to come for the rest of this weekend and into early next week, we are going to hang on to plenty of dry conditions outside, and temperatures, they even climb early next week on Monday and Tuesday. So be prepared for that, folks. Long term, though, through our extended forecast, the next 7 days, it is going to be mostly dry. Again, another reason to be extra fire aware on this 4th of July holiday. As always, you can stream our live local radar and get updates on the forecast whenever you like, just by downloading the free KREM 2 app on your TV or your phone.
New this morning, as the nation marks its 250th anniversary, museums around the country are focused on the history of the American Revolution, and artwork from the time period is a key part of the story. Bradley Blackburn takes a look.
Inside New York's Metropolitan Museum of Art, the pictures on these walls shape how we imagine the creation of the nation, the founding fathers, the battles.
People did have a chance to own these images.
And curators Sylvia Yunt, Wolf Burchard, and Connie McPhee say art itself helped spark the revolution.
It would have influenced people's perceptions of what was happening.
It's very much about the circulation of ideas, of information, and of propaganda.
They've gathered historic works from the Met's deep collection for the exhibit Revolution.
With an exclamation point.
With an exclamation point.
There's an engraving that documents the drafting of the Declaration of Independence, a teapot that captured colonists' outrage, and delicate archival prints, some on display for the first time.
I hope that it'll bring them back to the time and make them think, what was it like maybe to experience the revolution?
Paul Revere himself created this engraving of the Boston Massacre that takes some artistic liberty.
Very few of these prints are eyewitness accounts. Right? I don't think Revere didn't see this.
And then printmakers would quickly produce these things to get the news out.
Are they accurate?
Very often they have a very slanted point of view.
The Met is also home to perhaps the most famous Revolutionary War painting, Washington crossing the Delaware.
It is monumental.
It certainly is.
But you may not realize this, and many images of those early Americans were actually created in Europe. This portrait of Benjamin Franklin is by the official painter of the French king.
We can actually imagine Franklin looked like that and could step out of the canvas.
There's a real personality that comes through in these portraits. So it allows us at this distance, I think, to try to better understand who these figures were and why do we revere them today.
Revolutionary art that remains a window into history. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Well, fire hydrants have never looked so festive. Up next, the unique competition turning city streets into a patriotic art gallery. As we celebrate America's 250th birthday today, one town in Wisconsin has found a unique way to bring red, white, and blue spirit to the streets. The city of Antago in Wisconsin is hosting a fire hydrant painting competition, turning local fire hydrants into works of art.
This is cute to see here. So don't worry, the fire department did approve of this project. People were limited to just red, white, and blue paint, however, but that didn't limit their creativity.
Wow.
The winner will be announced later today at the city's 4th of July celebration, but that's something that's kind of fun and neat to see.
It is very festive. I love to see it. I'm hosting a 4th of July cookout today for my family. So I was buying all these red, white, and blue decorations. It is fun. It is very festive, and it's cool to see everyone kind of just like embrace it and celebrate. And I will say with like the World Cup this year too, it's just like really cool to see like the American spirit and pride, you know?
Plus, it's the 250th anniversary. There's many reasons to celebrate today.
Totally. Gosh. What's your favorite cookout foods?
Hot dog. I was thinking about that, you know, what am I going to make this weekend? And I came down to the staples. It has to be a hot dog or a bratwurst. That's fine. baked beans, and some type of watermelon, like maybe a watermelon salad, or even just plain watermelon.
Oh my gosh.
What about you?
That whole spread, all of that. I'll just add probably like a steak and then also a hamburger.
Burger is also up there.
Now.
Yes.
Dad, if you're watching, hope you're firing up the grill.
Yes.
All right, that'll do it for us friends here on Up with KREM. Happy 4th of July. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Have a great day and stay safe, everybody.